Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's blog post. Again, we're facing a situation where I have to go back and reiterate conversations that we've had in the past. And one of the key fundamentals of our business is making sure that we know our numbers. And I don't think loan officers spend enough time, paying attention to what's going on, both nationally, but also locally in their markets, and how national news impacts their local markets, but can also impact the sentiment of the people involved, whether it be buyers, sellers, listing agents, buyers agents. So in that vein, this week we get the mortgage application numbers for existing home sales, mortgage application numbers and existing home sales. And they were weaker than they were a year ago, which is clearly no big surprise. Anybody who's in the industry could tell you that, total applications are going to be down. But of course, no sooner are those numbers out than you've got people on the internet screaming about housing bubble and all kinds of things and creating all kinds of drama. And I think largely because they're monetizing clicks. It's all about generating a click through subscribers and followers to their content versus actually providing useful information to people out in the street, but that's a different story. So when we look at the numbers, it's no big surprise to anyone that refinances are down 68% year over year. Not a shock when we go from, 2.5 to 5.5. I'm guessing it wouldn't be surprising that refinances are down. I think it, is almost more surprising to me that we're still doing 32% of the total number of refis that we were doing this time last year. To me, the actual surprising number wasn't 68% down. It was the fact that we're doing 32% of the refinance business that we did last year. I would have thought it would have fallen off significantly more than that, given what the total numbers were. The next number that comes across the board that I want to talk about is the fact that existing home sales were down, and they're projecting that we're going to close fewer resales this year than we did last year if the current projections hold true. So again, maybe not surprising that may be the case, but we have to take a look at some of the information and pay attention to it, because I think there's more there. And we go back and say in 2021, we estimated that we closed approximately 6.12 million resales. And that was a record number of resales from all the way back to 2006. The same 2006, by the way, where the 30-year mortgage rate averaged 6.41% for a 30-year fixed at about 0.5 point. So the record that we set last year with interest rates that were half of what they were the last time we approached those numbers, I think is pretty significant. Now, I want to pay attention to the fact that they're estimating now that they're looking at 5.8 million resale units this year. Now, that's certainly less than last year. But did you realize that number is still higher than any year from 2007 through 2020? Was there no industry at all in those 13 years? I mean, I was there. I remember people doing business and making money and selling houses and doing loans. And during some of that time, interest rates were as high as they are now, and sometimes they were higher. So purchase business remains solid, albeit not as high as it was last year or record breaking. Even refinances you can make a case for the fact that they were stronger than you would have thought, given where interest rates have gone. So the point that I'm trying to make this week is, as professionals, we need to provide accurate information and put it into perspective for our clients as we guide them through the process. People still going to want to get out there and buy homes. There's still more people wanting to buy a house then there are homes available for them to buy. There are still more people coming into this country demanding new housing than new housing being built. So we're not increasing the supply of product, but we're increasing the demand, and we're allowing that demand to increase. Where do you think all of these people that are coming into this country are going? Where do you think all of these people who were part of the 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 offers on homes that didn't get accepted, where do you think they're going? There's no massive construction of rental units and new houses being done. There's a significant gap in the demand for housing and the numbers of units being constructed. So as professionals, we need to pay attention to this, not only from a national number and put them into perspective, but look how it translates into our local market, because that's what professionals do. It's great information, it's solid processes to quickly and easily take your client from the thought process of buying a home to converting them into buying that home in a short period of time as comfortably as possible, and relying on the fact that your processes are great, your responses are quick and accurate, and that the process goes smooth for everybody involved. And if you keep that in mind, the amount of purchase businesses out there is going to be significant enough that you're going to obtain not only your fair share, but potentially more than your fair share, because you're going to be better to work with than the other person down the block who's complaining about how they can't do more business because interest rates are higher than they were this time last year. As always, if you need help managing, creating your systems or your strategies to move forward, you can just reach out, Mike at imtcoaching.com. We'll see you again next week. Take care.